The big orange wants the sun. Hello and welcome to Movie Phone. Don, can you hear me? Uh, L'chaim. L'chaim. Let me do this. Let me go over here. I have to find the control room. Give me a second. I'm great at this, guys. I'm a pro. I'm a pro's pro. Okay. Waddle-dee, da-da-da-do. All right, tell me if you can hear this, guys. Scoot and Don. Can you hear this song?
Roll another blunt. Yeah. Clean my room until I got high. I was gonna get up and find the broom, but then I got high. My life is still messed up, and I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. La, 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 la. Class before I got high. Come on, y'all. Check it out. I could have cheated, and I could.
Don, Scoot, can you hear it or no? I just muted it for a second. Can you hear the music? I was getting high. All right, so you can hear it. Thank you, Kenoi. All right, let's continue with this. Oh no, I hear
Could have passed, but I got high. La, I'm taking the next semester, and I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. Go to the next. Go to the next. I was gonna go to court before I got high. I was gonna pay my child support, but then I got high. No, you wasn't. Turn my whole paycheck, and I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. Wasn't gonna run from the cops, but I was high. I'm serious, man. I was gonna pull right over and stop, but I was high. And I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. I was gonna make love to you. I'm serious. I was gonna eat your pussy too. Now, Jack. Because I got high. I lost my kids and wife because I got high. Sleeping on the sidewalk and I know why. Because I got high. Stop singing this song because I'm high. I'm singing this whole thing wrong because I'm high. Sell one copy. I know why. Yeah. Cause I'm high. Cause I'm high. Cause I'm high. Are you really high? You really
all right, there you go. I don't know what Don's talking about. It's slow. I only heard it, so I guess it was good. Now, switching mics to the real thing. Welcome, everybody, to the JGBK program. Thanks for stopping in today, Friday. Thank God. Praise be to Allah. Happy New Year, Kanoi, Don, Scoot. We're an inclusive channel. But, yeah, so how's everybody doing tonight? I've been thinking about doing this live for a while, but I just didn't. I kept putting it off and whatnot, and decided to do this last minute. Didn't really tell anybody. Didn't let anybody know I was doing it. But one of my favorite topics, YouTube. Diversity stinks. Kenny, welcome to the program, Kenny. Thanks for stopping in. Long time, Kanoi. Yes, it has. Glad to see you. Happy New Year. He has pineapple breath. I don't have pineapple breath. I have, I think it's Cherry Halls. Ah, the generic kind. Walgreens cherry drops. Yes, for that little smoker's cough that I have going on. It's a wonderful thing. So, how's everybody? Happy New Year's. Thank God it's Friday. Get all the exclusivities out. But, one thing I wanted to talk about YouTube. Have you guys, am I the only one? But I've been getting the wackiest notifications lately. Like, I would say, like, at least the last couple months. Oh, I decided if I wear my glasses, then it might hide my bags a little. But then I can't read the comments, so what good is it, right? But, no, I've been getting all kinds of weird notifications lately on YouTube. Like I said, the last couple months, 3 months, something like that. Where I'll get the notification, and it's like it's somebody I never heard of. And, I'll go there, and it says that I'm subscribed to this person. I've never watched their channel as far as I can remember. I've never gotten a notification from them. But it has been a good way for me to weed out, because I remember back in the day when it was actually, when I, cared about YouTube and trying to do well on it, that, you would do the sub-to-sub BS. And that's the only thing I could think of, because it's like channels I don't even recognize. And what tipped me over the pushing point yesterday was I got a notification from, I don't know, I think she was a Filipina. I don't know. And I clicked on it. First of all, now, they used to always say shorts when they were shorts, because I don't watch shorts. I don't care if it's a channel that, I consider a friend or not. I don't watch shorts. Screw you and screw your shorts. I don't want to watch it. So this one was just a notification to somebody that I didn't recognize. I went to the channel. Turns out it did say I was subscribed to them. How, I don't know. But, I clicked on it. And of all people to get this, of all people to get this kind of notification, I got a walking through the grass barefoot notification. Yeah, I agree, Don. Shorts do suck. I hate them. I don't like people who put them out, especially that's when most of their channel is just shorts. It annoys the crap out of me. I don't want no part of them. But yeah, just really weird notifications from channels that, like I said, maybe I tapped, sub to them years ago. Never got one since. Now all of a sudden they're just popping up. But like I said, I'm making the best of it. I go to them. I either, if it's somebody I never go to, so then I just unsubscribe from them and I'm done. I won't get no more botherances from. But when it's friendly channels and, people I may like, and they don't, distinguish between shorts and their regular videos, then I'll just go in and, change the notifications. So, I'll get none sometimes if they're doing too many shorts for my liking. Have no fear, Viking is here. Hey, Hey, Christian, welcome. We're just talking about YouTube. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of the shorts. And, I have some friends that like to send me the shorts, and 90% of the time I don't even watch them. Just skip them. I don't care. Dumb. Like a 10-second thing that, and most of them, it's like not even like interesting. If you're going to do a short, I mean, put something in it. This girl, like, what she put a short was her walking barefoot in the grass. And I'm just like, what am I looking at here? Why is this even here? Yeah, but Christian, I don't get inundated by your shorts for whatever reason. I don't care if people put out shorts. I just don't want them popping up on my notification list. I don't like them. I don't. I could see like kind of getting addicted to those. And I think I'm pretty sure I know some people who actually are addicted to receiving the shorts and whatnot. That's fine. I'm not telling anybody what not to like and like. I'm just telling you my opinion on it. But it is strange though. Like after years of getting, remember how we all used to bitch? Like we wouldn't get notifications from our friends' channels. Channels that we might actually be interested in watching, but we didn't get a notification. Now I'm getting notifications from people I never wanted to get one from. So that was one thing. None of you noticed that. Am I the only one getting that stuff? Yeah, no, I get it. But like I said, like you're not one. I don't get your short notifications. Just not for me. And I know people use it as a vehicle to get more power to you. But see, that's a little bit different. That's going out to potential new subscriptions. That's not like just inundating people who are already watching your channel. Like if somebody's already into your channel and watching it, they don't get nothing from it. But it does help. I guess the new subscriptions. I keep tabs just busy. Yeah, no. I mean that's pretty much my reason too. Mars, how are you, Mars? Mars, I get a lot of notifications from you, but it's mostly for your live streams, and it's mostly like during my work day. So I can't watch during my work day. Yeah, that's the thing. I just naturally now watched Don. You haven't noticed? Huh? I would think Don would be someone who would get a lot. Maureen, welcome to the program, Maureen. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I mean, it's not a big deal to me, but it's just actually, like I said, I've been mostly unsubscribing from people. I think when my channel first started and I was doing a lot of fishing, But if I didn't watch you for 2 or 3 years, chances are I'm not going to check you out now. It helps them pass the time, bored people. Sorry, all. I mean, that's if you have the time. Like maybe if I was retired, maybe I'd have more time for that. But I would like to think if I was retired, I'd be out doing, actual living and not just being on YouTube. See, when COVID was going on, I was definitely that guy. I was on it like, if my eyes were, there was no way to go. There was nothing to do. So it was just turn on YouTube. Right? But I don't, now working full time, you got to sleep at some point, and then you got to manage the few waking hours that you get, right? Where you can actually see or do something. What I don't like is when you have friends on Messenger who you almost never talk to in Messenger, just send me the link to their short vids without writing anything else. Yeah, I get those sometimes too, Christian. That and like, and sometimes you look at it and that's all that they've ever done. It's just there and send you links either when it's a short or a live, but no conversation has ever actually taken place there. So yeah, that was one of the things that I had noticed recently. The other thing, like especially in Philippine vlogger communities, the other thing I'm seeing so much of is, you see the picture with the guy with a suitcase, or vice versa, the girl with the suitcase, and it's he's leaving or she's leaving or I'm gone, I'm out of here, left my wife at the drive-through, stuff like that. That I've seen a lot of. Ed Denoy, welcome to the program. How you doing, Ed? Ed, what's a good investment? I have a few bucks. I have a few peso. Got to put that money to work. Oh, Ken, I was wondering. I saw that the Union Auto Workers have gone on strike. I think today. How's that going to be for Honda? I think you might actually get more business because that doesn't. I don't think that affects Honda or Toyota. Holy cow! Thank you, Kanoy. I appreciate that, buddy. I can take that and roll it into Ed Kanoy's his investment opportunities. Ed's on top of stuff like that. Treasuries and cats. Oh, CDs. Yeah, I just did a CD this week. Yeah, so the I'm leaving, she's leaving, it's over, couple kind of topics. I see that. I don't watch those anymore either. The fake feuds. How's that in the expat community? Fake feuds. This one's fighting with that one. They go back and forth. They both get more and more subscribers from it. Fake feuds. Just do it to help each other out. Oh, I see. It's already 17 minutes in. I have to do a spot. Okay, so as many of you guys know, is that I have been a fan of different creams and things like that over the years, and I am trying out a new potential sponsor here. This is real, not fake. So here, see, I have these bags under my eyes, right? Well, now I have Elisol. Elisol. It is a Korean-made product made specifically for bags under the eyes. I'm about 2 weeks into this test, and it's supposed to be like 30 days before you start to see real results. So I will be taking a snippet from one of my earlier live streams where I can see the bags, and after 30 days of using this product, Elisol has caffeine in it, but you can't drink it. So I'm going to give you the results after 30 days, and then if I can work out a sponsorship with them, assuming the thing works, because if it doesn't work, I will not sponsor anything. I will not put the JGBK seal of approval on a product that doesn't work just to line my pockets with green. You love pineapple pizza, Mars. That's not real pizza. I hope they go on strike for forever. It will only help Honda and Toyota. That's what I thought. I'm stuck in Kentucky right now. Wow. Sorry to hear that, Scott. Did you lose a bet? You were in Kentucky. I had a dream that you were in an old gangster movie. Me? I wish. Let them strike. Only part of the plan. JG is the king of creams. More creams than any man should have on the nightstand next to the bed. Well, I'm not going to dispute that. It is what it is. But I will say this. Do not, confuse Elisol with, any type of lubricant that you would use with a partner, because that would really be painful for both of you. So, make sure you store your creams and lotions in the right place. And you are a pool shark. God, I can't play pool for shit, Ed. Like wherever I've gone, like you know, you go to a pool hall and there's like hot girls playing it, or you know, like hustlers. Nah, man, I'm out. So I bankrolled you. Oh shit, man! Did you lose? Did you lose all your money? Oh, we made money together. That really was a dream. And Stop Those Bag Bros is a good surgeon, like my belly. Margie TV, welcome to the program, Margie TV. And you were a luxury car salesman on the side. Boy, you had this whole. Actually, the life you had dreamed for me sounds better than the real one. I'm a pool shark and selling luxury cars on the side. I like that better. Try KY jelly. Well, that's not for the eyes, Don. That's for something else. That's like if you need to get into a tight place and you need it, like, you know, lubed up, make it nice and easy. It's completely different. And I had a gangster girlfriend. Yeah, so the fake beefs. I'm leaving, she's leaving. The shorts. Oh, the new one is that's starting to get to me is these I don't know, gossip. You know, they just gossip about the other channels. I'm not gossiping about them. I just, you know, I'm telling you what I like and don't like in a general sense of the word. You and your girlfriend would do it on the pool tables after closing. Now that is, I'm telling you, Ed, I like this life you have laid out for me. It sounds very interesting and something that I would enjoy. The last time I tried to do it on a pool table, the pool table broke and it crashed to the ground and the 8-ball hit me smack in the eye. It wasn't fun. You looked like Capone. You know, I was very insulted by what the Hapster had said to me. She said that I looked like Ed Rooney. Ed Rooney? Yeah, I think Ed Rooney. And then I started talking like this. I'm Ed Rooney. Is that his name? Ed? Doesn't sound right. What's the Rooney guy? Art Rooney? No, not Art Rooney. The guy from 60 Minutes. Rooney. Come on, Don, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Pool Shark reminds me of an old song. I want to go swimming with bow-legged women. Andy Rooney. Thank you, Don. I'm Andy Rooney. I've been dead for several years now, but when I was alive, I was very cantankerous. In death, I just lay there, and the worms eat me. I'm Andy Rooney. And those worms don't thank you for it either. They just eat your flesh and keep going. And they buried me next to my ex-wife who hates my guts. I know if she could reach out her hand, she would hit me. I'm Andy Rooney. I like swimming with bow-legged women. Who doesn't? Yeah, so the gossip channels. Let's see. Let's name a few channels that I've stopped watching and I'm subscribed for. Okay, so the foreigner farming in the Philippines guy. See him. He was a guilty pleasure for me because I hated watching him, but I had to watch him. But then when he put himself behind a paywall, it was quite easy not to watch anymore because I'm not giving that son of a bitch $1 of my money. It was cold and everyone wore their 30s era hats and overcoats. We got a fireside chat going. Ed, you know, I could take this story, man. This story sounds good. You were the perfect gangster. I would be the perfect gangster, Ed, because I don't talk. I do. And snitches get stitches. No, you are Andy Handy, hence the cream collection. Andy Handy with you. Slappy and wacky with you. He's a real prick, the dirty ball farmer. Don, tell us how you really feel about that farmer. Well, you can't call him a fake farmer no more. At least he had stuff growing the last time I seen. So at least that's in the realm of, he's farming. I used to watch that channel, Farming in the Philippines, when I was in Kuwait. Yeah, it was fun to watch him fail at everything he did. I don't know. It's fun to watch people just continually fail. Because if they're just continually successful, that's the thing. You can't on YouTube. You can't let people think you're doing too well because there's a lot of jealous people out there. Thanks for coming, Margie TV. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Oh, you did? You sold off most of the I-bonds? Yeah, I did a little thing with a CD this week. And, it was a favorable rate, but it's only for 6 months. I'm not really locked in that much. Him and his... Don's on fire tonight. Him and his flat-ass wife. Oh, my God. Don't even get me started on her. What the hell's her name? Marisol. Ugh. Not the name, the woman. That particular Marisol. She's always yelling, screaming, not knowing what she's talking about. But she's wonderful. But I have until 2024 to sell off the remainder. Yeah, keep the highest interest that you can for as long as you can. Unless you can replace it for something more, obviously. That's really what I've been working on. Just, I really do want to retire next year, and I'm going to do it. So I'm just trying to get my money right. Try to make it, work for me as much as possible. Because, I have my main things that are going to be, mostly what's financing my early retirement. But any other penny you can get, even if you just keep saving it and not just spending every penny, is fine. Yeah. Marisol, the wife. The funny thing about that, right, is that the farmer had blocked me long ago for some comment I made. I wasn't cursing or anything, but it's just like, I was just like calling him out on his bullshit. That's the other thing. So many of these YouTubers have like such thin skins. They can't take anything. Unless you leave a comment that's like kissing their ass, they just block you, which is fine if that's what they want to do, but it's just ridiculous. You try to have a dialogue, but if you say anything, it's just like they can't take it. CD, don't tell me it was Donna Summer. Oh my God, Donna Summer was great. What are you kidding me? Hot stuff. She works hard for the money. Boo hoo. I didn't actually like that song. But no, that's disco, man. I love disco. I was gonna play Tavares for you to come on. I don't know why the volume is still messed up, but at least you can hear it now. For a couple of weeks there, you couldn't hear anything. Tavares, heaven must be missing an angel. Sally Mae, money market pretty decent. I'll have to look into that. I got my my financial advisors in house. Scott tells me to short sell. Invest in breast implants and learn pole dancing. I don't need implants. I need a reduction, not to make them bigger. No, I don't think so. I don't think those weren't invented yet back then. They didn't know what a trans was. Well, how about a binary or non-binary person? If I ever become king of the earth, I will limit how many sexes there are to just 2. I will correct it. Mark is getting desperate. Yeah, that's another thing I'm not a fan of. Listen, if you're on YouTube, I personally, yeah, the fake farmer blocked me 3 years ago. I almost cried, but I didn't have any onions, so it never happened. A big thing I don't like, and I know some of you are okay with it, but it's not for me, is I don't want to hear about your finances, especially if they're bad. Just don't. It's not my problem. Leave me out of it. Well, I just got my I had Chinese food for dinner tonight, and my delivery guy was some dumb fuck. He delivered my Chinese food. I miss a lot of friends' channel live stream. My internet connection here was so bad. Now I just place a little good. I hear you, Mars. Philippines internet is famous for its shoddiness. You're not the only one. So let me see here. I'm going to drop a link if anyone wants to come on and say hi for a little bit. I'm not going 10-hour live streams. I don't. Because I don't care for them too much. Anyone wants to pop up and say hi. The whole fake friends bit, people want to act like your friend, and then they're not your friend, and then they are your friend. It is what it is. And LDRs are not real. Sorry. Sorry to those people offended. That's the other thing. Everybody wants to be offended by everything. If you have any channels you want to throw up and want my opinion about, feel free. Mars, I think those days are long over for many of us with the big group of friends on YouTube. Ed Denoy, how you doing, buddy? Is this Ed Denoy or Troll Denoy?
Hey, JG, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing? How's Vegas treating you?
It was the hottest summer I ever had here. It was like awful. And speaking of creams, every time I would go out walking or exercising, even in a gym, the friction would give me the worst chafing and chub rub I ever had in my life because of the heat.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh man, I never had it like that before. You
have to get that product, Fresh Balls. Keep the boys in order.
Yeah, I tried every cream imaginable. I finally figured out that the best thing to do is wear something like a supporter or a jock strap, because that keeps them from moving around, so you get less friction.
Oh yeah, friction is not good, especially down there.
Your movement. Well, you don't want them to like swing around. You know that
Yeah.
song? Do your balls hang low? Do you swing them to and fro?
Hmm.
Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? You don't want that.
No, you don't.
Not,
Let's see.
not when working out.
A free
Hey,
breast
Viking.
exam, Clement. Yeah, I give free breast exams, but with my luck, I'd have Mark King walk in.
So what's new? What's new in New York?
Nah, nothing too much. I'm
Is it
just
getting windy from the storm?
nah. Well, the weather has broke today. Actually, it feels like the first time that it feels like fall. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's
Because
great.
we had a mostly hot summer, I would say overall, but nothing too bad. You
Yeah,
know,
we had like almost 2 weeks of 115 degrees uh, in the end of July, beginning of August, and it was horrible.
that's
I mean, it was like,
yeah, that sounds gross.
yeah, yeah. And if it gets the slightest bit humid, dry is a little better, but if it gets the slightest bit humid, you just can't. You, if you, the only kind of exercise I could do would be like walk around air conditioned malls or casinos, stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, you can't go out. If you go out, you have to get back in real quick, to air condition, maybe the car or the house or the.
Yeah, well, here, I mean, when it's like that, it's 24 hours. I mean, miserable
Yeesh.
24 hours.
Well, I remember going to Vegas. One of the times I went to Vegas, and I think I landed at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And it was like 107 degrees. So,
Yeah, in the summer, yeah, it's
yeah,
definitely possible.
in the summer.
Yeah,
What's it like in the winter? Like, what's it like in December and January?
not that bad. Yeah, it's cold, but it's not bad. Yeah, I
What's
love it.
cold? 80?
No, no, no. That's more like Phoenix or Miami is 80 in the winter. No, here it actually gets down to like the 40s, and it occasionally freezes, but not often.
I see. So it gets to like both extremes, hot and cold.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say not an extreme of cold, but
Yeah, that's not too bad.
but it can get cold. Yeah. But what happened to me this year during the crisis, the heat crisis, is that my central air conditioner just crapped out, shut down, and I had to replace it. And it was because of the crisis and inflation and everything, I had to pay 15 grand for a new central air conditioner.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. That's central, right?
Yeah, 15 grand though, man. I can't believe it. A few years ago, it was like half that.
Really? Do you know anything about the heating and cooling systems? Because I was considering. See, I don't want to do the centralized, but I was thinking more of the what is it called, the split one.
That's what I have. I have what they call a split, a new split central AC.
Now,
And
does
they're,
that have
let
does,
me
is that
let me. They
is that
are
ductless?
no, no.
Yo,
Scoot.
There's two types of splits. There's a mini split, which just that can take care of one or two rooms maybe. But I had here they sell large split units, and they're new. They're very energy efficient, but they're expensive as shit.
they're not new though. I mean, Ed, those split units aren't, those multi splits aren't new.
Who else
They're
is
new here
on?
in the U.S.
I hear Scoot.
Yo, how you doing, brother?
Hey, how are you? Yeah, Scoot.
Stuck here in Kentucky,
Scoot, where do you live?
Arizona,
Okay, you got
right now. Yeah.
yeah. Well, then you're familiar with the new air conditioning systems.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the multi-split units.
It's just they took out my old central AC and they said this is the new efficient split
Yeah,
unit.
Yeah, where they
And-
put the little thing on the wall in each room.
Well, it's got, yeah, it's not very different, but it is more
No.
efficient.
Yeah.
Like I set her on 80, and it's very comfortable at 80. It dries out the house. The main thing is you want it dry,
Right.
and 80 is fine if it's dry.
At 80, JG be dying.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah,
Anything
He
over
only-
76.
Yeah, he only turns the thermostat to 80 in the winter. In the
Yeah.
summer they go to 75, 76.
No, lower than that. In the summer, I have the AC at like 67, and in the winter, I have it about 71, 72.
But hey, Ed, what was it? 2003 when I did my house, I tore out the two central airs and I put in a double stacked Mitsubishi compressor setup that has 8 different units on it.
And that's ductless, right?
Yeah,
Are you talking about a mini split?
yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
it's a
How much do they-
system.
How much do they want for a mini split?
Well, it depends on how big you want to go.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
I installed
on a
my
mini
own,
split, how big can you go?
I think the biggest one they make now is like 75 ton.
Oh, I got a 4-ton split.
Yeah.
But the mini splits are like what they use in Asia, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they're good, but they're good for 1 or 2 rooms.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on the unit. Like I said, I put in an 8, what they call an 8 split unit. So the compressor only runs, depending on what you want to cool, and every one of them you can change to a different temperature. You can have the bedroom at 60 and the front room at 80, and it'll only cool down the bedroom when it needs, and and it revs up and turns off as needed. Yeah, much
Okay.
more efficient.
And you can do that with one unit?
Yeah. Well, it's remember when you were in the Philippines, you'd see these, little
Yeah.
boxes outside, mini splits, and there were some
Yeah.
that had like 2 on there. Well, mine has
Mhm.
4. Mine has 4, right? And each one runs independent. So,
But how does it get to the other rooms? Like, I'm sure it would be outside one of the rooms, but on the outside. But how do you get them to the other rooms?
Jay,
Scott,
a
do you
mini
have
split
do you have
do
an
not
open
have any
tab,
ducts.
Scott?
huh?
Do you have an open tab
Where?
on YouTube or something? I'm getting a little bit of reverberation.
No.
No?
No, I don't have. But the mini split is like for small areas.
Well, no.
Yeah, because
Here. The mini split and what you have, Ed, are exactly the same.
Well, in some ways, yeah. But I mean, the mini split is much
difference-
smaller,
Yeah. Well, the
and
difference.
if and I use ductwork.
Right.
And I have ductwork throughout the house.
Right.
But those prices, the prices of the new split 4 tons, they're horrible here. I mean, they really gouge you. I can see paying 10,000, okay, for a 4-ton.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping 9,000 max, 10,000, but 15. It was because of the weather. When your AC craps out and it's 115, for weeks at a time, they're going to gouge you because they can.
Well, I paid, when I bought mine, I bought it in Japan and had it shipped over because they didn't even sell them here in the US.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got trying to remember, 232,000 BTU heads, and I think there were 12,000 BTU heads. I got 6 of them. And 4-ton unit, or I'm sorry, 8-ton unit, which was overkill. The guy's like, oh, that's way too big for, yeah, well, it gets really hot here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's not that much hotter than Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, the entire month of July, it never got below 110 degrees.
Okay, it's a little hotter than Las Vegas. Yeah, yeah,
But anyways, so I
maybe
tell
10
people,
degrees hotter.
yeah, I mean, these things, these split units, or these, multi-stage split units, like what you're talking about, they run like your car. They only use as much power as how hard you push down on the gas. So
Yeah, that's what they said. They said it's really efficient.
yeah, it is.
So we
Much
know
more
it's
efficient.
expensive, but it'll in the long run it'll save you on your bills. I don't know if that's true or what.
Yeah, it will. But unfortunately, here in the United States, they charge. I mean, they act like it's rocket science to put it in. It's not.
I'm sure it's not.
No, it requires them to cut a hole in a wall, hang something on the side. Um, you know, the newer ones are wireless, so they don't even need wires run through the walls. But they do have to get two copper, pipes up there. And there's
Yeah,
like
there's some copper piping that they have to
Yeah.
put in.
a couple
Yeah,
of copper pipes
but
that they might have to snake inside your wall. And
in my unit, they just took out the old unit in back of the house,
Mhm.
put in the what do you call it? The unit, the fan and everything
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. That's
What do you call that?
That's a compressor unit.
Okay, the compressor. Yeah.
Now you only have one. Do you have one, or do you have one that's like stacked on top of each other?
No, just one 4 tons. It's really not all that big.
hmm
And then inside, I still have the coils and all of that stuff, coils and copper pipes. It's a different setup, but I can't explain how it's different, except that it's more expensive, way more expensive.
Well, they probably hooked in, because your house had central air. They probably put in, basically, like I did in my house, where just a box that sits up in the ceiling, because I didn't have the ductwork. I mean, I did, but I tore it all out. And these are just boxes that sit up there that throw out cold air.
I saw that.
The company was expensive, but the service was, man, they were great. They came out. I couldn't even get a company to come out. I had to call 3 or 4 companies to get one to come out. That's how many people.
Isn't that amazing, Ed? Like, I find whenever I go to do anything in the house, it's hard to just get them to come out. Then half of them, like, you get the feeling they don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
And then they want to charge you triple the price.
Yeah, well, especially when it comes to central air.
Well, it doesn't matter.
They got you.
Here, it's solar panels. It's it's the heat pumps and that. They come in, and people are mystified by them. Right? And
Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah, and they hire these kids out of college to sell them.
Yeah,
these kids do nothing more than I mean, they'll sell you. Here's an example. My house in Arizona, right? A 30 kW solar system, right? There's a gal, she advertises. You can check out her website, solarsandy.com. Right? Gave me a price of $67,000.
holy.
I put a 30K system on the house. She goes, oh yeah, but it'll be, blah blah. You won't have any electric bills. Right? I ordered all the stuff through a supplier I use in China. One I used, when I used to have the battery company. So I ordered everything, all the panels and everything from them. $9,000.
Don gets all his stuff off Craigslist.
Yeah.
Whatever he needs.
This company came out. They were franchised. They're all over the United States. And their local team came out, and they took care of us. I mean, they had,
Well, I mean, my neighbor,
the unit, they talked to us. I said, hey, it's freezing up. We can charge it for you, but that's not going to last, and it's
Yeah.
going to be expensive, and it'll start leaking again. You got a leak, and he was right. I knew he was right because I've had leaks before, and it always happens, at the worst time. So I said, no, I just want a new one, and he just quoted the price right off the top. He said, they're 15,000. I'm sorry to say,
Yeah. Well, here's
Tim Sweeney, hello, welcome.
the neighbor next door, right? He's like, wow, I mean, he was complaining. I think he said his air conditioning bill, last summer, it was running him like $350-400 a month.
Mark the Savage King, welcome.
Well, Scoot, my last electric bill was only 150, which is good here in the summer. But you know what else the company did, Scoot? Is that night they came out about 5:30, 6 o'clock, because I could see the unit was freezing up. They came out and I agreed to the deal, and the guy drove back to the factory and he came out with 2 portable units, and he installed the 2 portable units just so we could get back into the house.
Yeah, that's good.
That was a lot of labor. It was a lot of labor getting those portable units installed in the windows and getting them out. So, I mean, the sales guy was great. He was a young guy, and he was,
You see, but Ed, now a guy like that who does that, like if anyone ever asks you, hey Ed, do you know a good guy to contact, you're going to be giving them that number.
Right.
Yeah, sure, I would recommend them, but I would also say they're not cheap.
Yeah, but here, I always tell people, I said, here, there's a triangle in business, speed, price, quality. You can pick any 2 you want. You want quality work, you're going to pay a higher price. If you want it done fast and a quality work, then throw away price. Right? You only get 2.
I tell you, man, if I was like in junior high school or high school at this time, I would get into the trades. I would become. I would try to be like an electrician and a licensed plumber as well. Those 2.
Yeah, I mean,
you can write your own ticket for life.
Yeah,
I know a guy that called me begging, said, hey, can you come out and fix this, this boiler problem I have? I mean, how long did you look for the boiler guy?
Me? Took a while.
Huh? Yeah, it took a while.
It took a while. And now I'm trying to find a guy who can like redo my chimney and just just like realign the gutters and clean them.
Yeah. And they're not out there. I mean, I always tell people, I said, here, I always laugh when I was when I was coming up, my dad's an engineer, and he said, hey, you should be an engineer. I became a tool and die worker. And when him and I would have, start a business, we'd argue all the time. I said, I realize this looks really good on paper, but to build it, here, what if we did this, this, and this? And we had pretty big arguments about building machines, because the first one we built, he had 219 parts we had to make. I turned it into 35. And, it's because I lived in the practical world. He lived in the book world. I mean, college degrees, I deal with engineers every day, and college degrees, you learned, something in school, and it looked good. But in reality, what looks good may not be the best idea.
Well, my initial thought on it is that, the more pieces you have, the more parts, the more things that can break and go wrong.
I mean, here, like JG, you went to college. What did it cost you?
What, per semester?
Yeah.
Not that much.
Well, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, today you're talking, what, 20, 30 grand?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. By the time you get out of school, you'll be 90
In my
grand.
day, it was so cheap, it was almost free.
Yeah. And today you're
Yeah.
looking at $90,000 to $100,000 a year, right?
Well, I don't think
Depends.
it's that much for state colleges.
Well, I'll tell you, like, when I was actually in college, my father was just paying it, as I went, and it was pretty much like $1,000 a semester, and you could either take, anywhere from 12 to 18 credits per semester.
Yeah.
Now I think it is, and it's a CUNY, City of University of New York.
Yeah,
I think
city
it's all.
college. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like about 15,000, either per
it's
semester or a year.
Yeah, it's probably close to like $700-800 per credit hour.
I remember City College of New York, and it was cheap as shit back in the
Yep.
day.
Yeah, it was compared to but it ain't like that today. It's
sure.
much more expensive.
And Mark brings up a point, I mean, I always laugh. I said, most expensive things I've ever fixed in my house. When I was working over in Afghanistan, the water heaters leaked. And I had to pay some guy like $1,500 to go put a water heater in. A $200 water heater. That, and why? Because my wife, called, said, hey, there's water running through the garage, and I said, okay, I'll take care of it. And I called around for a few plumbers, and the guy said, yeah, I can go out there and do it. I said, hey, go out there and turn the water off. She doesn't know how to. And
I keep a water key in my house, just so if something happens, I can go outside and turn it off. It's pretty easy.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you realize, there's actually YouTube channels out there. We were talking about YouTube earlier. There's YouTube channels out there. There's a guy that runs the YouTube channel, and every once in a while, I'll click on one of his, way back when I subscribed to him, I'll still, when I check, click subscriptions, he'll have something where he charges $1,500 for a leaking, toilet. Right? Oh, toilet leak. Oh, no. He runs over to Home Depot and he shows them. He says, yeah, I bought a toilet for $245. I'm going to go install it here. He hands them a bill for $1,500. Said, oh, thank you so much. Because
Scoot, in Las Vegas, to get a good handyman, you got to be willing to pay $60 an hour.
I mean,
and that's unlicensed. That's just a handyman.
I have a friend that's an electrical contractor in Arizona. He says, yeah, we charge $95 to change a light bulb.
Well, yeah, you can. I'm sure you can.
And he says, the apprentices, that's what they do all night. They go out and change light bulbs.
Yeah, well, something though, those kind of business, small business, I mean, they have a cost. They have all the insurance for the employee, for the van, for this, for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Here, JG.
Good point.
You're missing what I'm saying. He charges $95 for a light bulb. Right?
You're missing what I'm saying is that he has high overhead. Like gas is more money now, insurance for the employee, insurance in case some kind of damage happens.
Hold on. But what you're missing is the 4-hour service charge at $125 an hour. For the guy to leave his house, drive 15 minutes over to where your house is, and grab a high efficiency LED bulb, and it costs him like $3, and screw it in there, and your bill is $590.
Well, listen,
the light doesn't go on. I mean, if it's a light switch, that might cost you $600 because he's got to turn off the breaker, and but it's a 4-hour minimum charge at $125 an hour.
Yeah, well, he has X amount of costs.
Licensed, retired.
Well, I realize it's cost, but I find it funny that he says, oh yeah, he said people call him up, where the lamp doesn't turn on. Sends a guy over there, he plugs in the wall, it works fine. Thank you.
No,
$500 charge.
that's on them though. That's on the idiot.
I got a great plumber. I mean, he charges fair prices.
Yeah.
He came over the other day. I had a clogged faucet, and there was just some junk and clogged up the faucet. The flow was reduced. And he even told me over the phone, it sounds pretty easy. I'll drop by today. And he came over. He drove over. He just put some slip joint pliers on it, and he removed some plastic junk that somehow got in the faucet. $25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I miss Uncle Tony so bad, because he was a master plumber and like a slash handyman. He could fix anything. You know, he was just one of those kind of people.
Yeah,
And he-
Here, JG.
And he would
you
get
gotta-
paid in whiskey.
Yeah. Hey, and if you woke up tomorrow morning, right, with your college degree, right, and there's water coming out of your faucet, right, and no matter what you do with the handle, you know, it's still coming out, what would you do?
I would shut it off underneath.
Yeah. But 90% of the people in the world today in the United States don't know how to do that. They don't even know how to turn the valve off because
Could be true.
they don't teach that stuff.
Don gets all his sponge massages off of Craigslist. Sponge bath. That's Don's new name, Sponge Bath Don. Back then, he was making 100 a day, and that was what I wanted to be. But I got out of the house.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a union electrician because it was a lot of money. But I don't know. I wasn't serious enough about life.
You know, I mean, here, you know, so my friend's an electrical contractor. You know, journeyman electricians for him make 65 or $70 an hour. You know, when they start out, some make 85 and 90 an hour. I mean, apprentice.
I could have gotten a spot in the
They started,
IBEW.
yeah, and
But
they're all
I
union.
just wasn't interested.
Yeah,
I was
these
too
guys
young.
are all, you know, well, I mean, his shop is 100% union, and they're all IBWs. So IBW starts them out at $25 an hour, and after 6 months they go to $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And 6 months later they go to 35, and then they go up a little bit. And when they graduate, they're making 45. You know, it's a 5-year apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And you know, and
Very-
once they get their
Very
journey
solid
started,
career.
it's up to them.
I was never like pushed or recommended to get into that when I was a kid. My father he wanted me to be the first one in the family to go to college, and that's what he thought, you know, would be a success.
I had the same thing going on. You know, I wanted to get in the union, become an electrician, and my father pushed me to go to college.
Actually, I wanted to be in civil service, which at this point I'd already be retired at full pension.
Yeah. It's all different. We all have a different path, you know.
Well, my father had, you know, he had graduated high school, but that's it. And he had my brother. He stuck him in the army. You know, and my sister, you know, got married young, so he wanted me to go to college. That was important to him. Sure. Even though, like, when I was like 16, I took the police test and got in the 90s, but like back then, like, you wouldn't get called for years to be a New York City police officer. In fact, I got called like when I was like a junior in college at that point.
Right, and you're already doing something else, and they call you, and you've changed your mind.
Yeah, well, I figured, you know, I only have one more year left of college. Why would I, you know, quit now and become a cop? It didn't make any sense.
Well, but I imagine there's a lot of New York City cops that do have degrees now.
Oh, yeah, some do. And they can't hire enough of them because they're all either retiring or forced retiring, and people don't want to do the job no more. And I don't blame them. It's a shit job.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody, they get bad rap. They really do. There are bad cops, but
There
not
are
too
definitely
many.
bad cops, but not as many as they have you.
They-
You know, they
yeah.
want you to believe.
Right, exactly right.
Well, I mean,
Things,
when it comes to
things
us,
in the police department in New York City are much more above board and honest than they were back in the 70s or
Oh
something.
yeah, for sure.
now, how can anyone not figure that, Davao Don was civil servant for 27 years? Or was he uncivil servant? I don't know.
He was the uncivil servant. Body shop wanted 500 to place a side view mirror. My brother ordered the part from Amazon, and someone did it for 50.
Actually, I can picture Davao Don sitting there at the DMV. You want what? Oh, sorry, I can't read that. In the
Don
line.
worked with the DMV for 27 years. Thank you for your service, Don.
Yeah, like Ken, right? Like Ken says here, he's a Ohio State grad and he sold coughs for the last 37 years. That's the thing, right? I graduated college, but big deal. I've been in sales for like 25.
Yeah, but Ken graduated with a philosophy degree. It was the only thing he could do.
Well, I'll tell you, I took philosophy, and the guy wanted to fail me because I didn't agree with his liberal agenda. Because I was much more conservative when I was younger.
Actually, I took a philosophy degree, and I said, well, in the Army we had a philosophy: shoot them all like God sort them out. He didn't see the humor in it. But
That's one thing I always wanted to avoid was military service.
best thing that ever happened to me.
No, I understand that.
I was done. I was done.
I grew up I grew up on a base in Japan, and all I heard was constant bitching and moaning about it. And
Yeah.
everybody always said, "Don't go in the military. Don't go in the military." And I was like, okay, I won't.
I was the only, I was the first one in my family to join the U.S. military, and being dumb and young, and trying to avoid going to war, I signed up for some of the dumbest. And I look back, I said, here, what school can I go to so I don't have to go to Asia? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. And I still ended up there in the end. But it taught me one thing, right? That there's nothing I can't do. There's just stuff I may not know, but I'll learn it and I'll get there.
Man, Mark King was making 35 an hour back in 97.
Damn, Mark King, what did you do? That was great money.
That's amazing money back then.
Oh yeah.
And you got like most of the population in the United States don't make that now still. So,
Right. Maybe in New York.
I'm guessing it was a union.
hey,
job.
Mark and Nang, welcome.
In 77, even union electricians didn't make 35.
Well, no, but there were people that did. I mean, when I got out of the military in '80, I took a job with the fire department, and in my off days, I worked as a tool and die maker. And
That's good.
I'm thinking 1982 or '83, I was making like 26 an hour.
Sure.
Die worker.
What's the difference between a tool and die maker and a machinist?
Oh, here, hold on. Let me turn the camera on. I can show you.
Oh, Mark was going to go into the Air Force, and they called him in, and he changed his mind.
Now, the old German that I apprenticed under explained it to me very simply. Right? The difference between a machinist and a tool and die maker. Right? When a machinist retires and a tool and die maker retires, they walk up to the bar. Says, "Give me 5 beers." Right? The machinist walks up and says, "Okay, I need 5 beers." Right? The tool and die maker holds up one hand I need 5 beers. Like, don't stick your fingers inside the machines.
Okay. I know they're both good paying trades.
Oh yeah, but I mean, tool and die maker, I mean, you deal with much smaller tolerances, and part of it is you have to. There's actually a book. It's like now it's like 5 inches thick. It's called the Machinist Handbook, and it explains, anything you ever want to do, all the math. Machinists, they can kind of plot a circle of holes. A tool and die maker can go much, you get into
Mark blew his 2014 Hyundai engine.
I'm surprised. Hyundais are pretty good. Hyundai and Kia is the same company.
Yes. Well, Mark said that I guess they're willing to replace it for him.
Oh, it's covered. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, part of a lawsuit.
All right.
Yeah, you got to check that shit. Like one time, my last Toyota kept the check engine light kept coming on, and I brought it actually to the dealership, and they wanted $1,400 to fix it. And then I think somebody had told me, hey, check. Maybe it was a recall. It was a freaking recall, and they were going to charge me $1,400, knowing that it was
sure. Yeah,
bastards.
I had that same problem, and I went to a local mechanic, and he said he told me, I don't think it's anything but like a fuse or something like that. I can stop the light, but I'm going to have to charge you like $100. But to be on the safe side, let's do it. And it cost me $100. Is probably wasted money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can't find like I don't trust any auto mechanic, first of all, because being a person that's not mechanically inclined with cars, they could just tell me, they have to change the widget X on part C, and it'll be like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not a good mechanic, you're at a big disadvantage.
Well, see, that's what I was saying before. I said, when these people tell their kids to go to college, I say, no, learn a trade. Be a welder. I mean, a welder, you're going to start out $25-$30 an hour.
Yeah, but that's really tough.
And
Yeah, I like the electrician plumber thing better.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, even
Electrician, I think, is the best.
I mean,
Don was held a political office as on the county committee.
Damn. He was in charge of keeping porn out of the public libraries.
He was the Don in charge of making sure there was pornography in the public library. that was the plank he ran on. Keep porn in the library.
Good job, Don.
I told somebody, I said, you realize in probably 20 years from now, is from what I've seen in my years, I said, a doctor, you'll go see a doctor, and doctor makes $250K a year. An electrician, a plumber, an auto mechanic is going to make 300.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to do that stuff because nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to.
It's true.
I mean, nobody wants to, reach in there and, I remember, what was his name? Harley. Told me, he says, hey, I make my money in shit. He pumps septic tanks. And people, he said, when I started out, people laughed at me. And he said, yeah, I didn't make a lot. But now, he makes $275,000 a year. He works, and he only works 6 months a year.
I do remember that, like growing up, like it was like some kind of stigma. Like they used to make fun of my Uncle Tony because he was a plumber. Oh, young Clugs, he has to deal with a lot of shit and stuff like this. This guy could, he couldn't keep up with the amount of business that he had.
Well, I had a uncle who was a plumber in Boston, and he was single most of his life, and the guy was a multimillionaire.
Well,
Oh,
I always laugh. I said, young kids, I tell these young kids, I said, well, yeah, you bought a new house. Great. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you have a house that's 10, 15 years old? And yeah, you have a leaky faucet.
I call you.
So, you know what I find the best all-around tool is?
He was a
pair of
Democrat. He
slip-joint
ran as a
pliers.
Democrat and won.
That's the minimum you should have.
What was that, Ed?
Have a pair of slip joint pliers. You can do a lot with those things.
Oh, I have a nice toolbox full of tools. I don't know how to use most of them properly. if someone,
can use pliers.
yeah. No, I bet somebody that knew what they were doing can make a bunch of money off the tools I have in my toolbox. I have no doubt about that.
I could have unclogged my faucet with a pair of slip joint pliers. That was my first idea, and then I had to call the plumber
Actually, I mean,
because I didn't have.
Yeah. Hey, Don, if you want to upgrade, go to Nipix pliers. I mean, a little better than the slip joints. You'll never squash your hand. It's
What's better than the slip joint?
Nipix.
What do you call it?
IEX.
Say it slow.
Yeah, type it in.
Type it in. See.
By the way, Scoot, why are you in Kentucky? Did you lose a bet?
No. I'm doing the one thing I swore I'd never do again. It's the last time I ever will.
Don is putting a shower head in. Oh yeah, I could do that. I can do
Yeah,
that with
I've
slip
done
joint pliers. You can do that. Kimpex.
I don't know if Don can do that. That requires, I mean, Don, I don't know. You might want to get a professional in there. Because I don't know if you can screw that well. Change his shower head.
You got to be kidding.
Mark says that shit smell is the smell of money.
Kimpex. Never heard of that, Scoot.
Back, when I first left the military, I fixed diesel trucks, and the gal I was married to used to smell because I come home, and I smelled like diesel fuel. I take a shower, I still kind of smell like
that shower head, you have to take it off, and then you have to put the plumber's tape on, and then screw a new one back up.
Yeah, that's all. That's not much.
That's $500, Ed.
Yeah.
No. My plumber would not charge $500 for that.
Well, that's not your licensed plumber. That's your handyman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Plumbing company. Yeah.
Then
Okay.
again, you have to know which way to put the Teflon tape on.
Which way to put the tape on? Don't you just wrap it around the thread?
Counterclockwise.
Yep. I mean, you have to wrap it opposite of the thread.
Screw on. Right.
Okay.
See?
If you
I'm
wrap
practically a plumber already.
and disappear.
There you go.
I've changed a few of the guts inside the toilets many times.
Mm-hmm.
New handles, all that good stuff.
Oh, I can't do that. I mean, I wouldn't know how to do that. I've never done it.
Mm-hmm.
Just get the kit from Home Depot.
Yeah.
And it's got instructions.
Yeah.
And there's 1,000 YouTube, videos you can watch.
That saved me money over the years, believe it or not.
WD-40. WD-40 is miracle stuff. Just don't huff it. Don't inhale it.
WD-40. You need some duct tape in there.
Yeah. But you know what WD-40 stands for, right?
No, I don't.
Water
What?
displacement. Water displacement. It's kerosene. Butane, and it was the 40th chemical this guy came up with, called WD-40, but it's basically kerosene. I mean, it's a short-term fix.
Let me ask you
Ah.
this: is WD-40 is that a good sex lube?
I guess if you want, I guess if you want irritant.
If you don't mind uterine cancer, then it might be good.
I mean, if you don't mind, if you don't mind, she may bleed. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, if you don't want blood coming out your pee hole, then it's whatever. The only thing I use WD-40 for is to handle the squeaks on the door. When I hear a squeak, I spray it.
When somebody says, "Oh, WD-40," it's and they sold it as that. It was
Scoot,
great.
what is the name of that?
Huh?
What is the name of that chain of retail tool stores that's all over the country now?
Harbor
And they're
Freight.
not, huh?
Harbor Freight.
Yeah, that's the one. They're all over Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They're all over the country. Are they any good?
Well, I mean, back when they first started out, I mean, they sold some of the cheapest, garbage tools out there. I mean, just cheap, cheap garbage. They kind of looked like a Craftsman wrench, but if you pulled on it, it would break.
I heard about their tools that like that. Yeah, like they'll take like a similar style and like just change some of the parts to much cheaper.
No,
and and it might last 10 years. It might last 10 minutes.
And and anyways, there was a company. Gosh, what was it called? Warshawski, Warshawski Auto Parts, and out of Chicago, and the kid took over, and the kid changed it into J.C. Whitney, and his sons, they took all, they bought out Harbor Freight Tools, and what they did is they said, hey, same thing their dad did, I mean, Warshawski sold some of the cheapest, cheapest copy, auto parts you could buy, like electronic ignition, modules back in the 70s. They'd last, 1, 2, 3 months. And if you came in with your receipt, they give you a new one. But most people didn't. So you save $10 on buying them. But
Or King,
you
I
buy
can fix my toilet just by jiggling the handle.
So when his son took over, his son said, "Hey, let's buy quality products, and put them in there," and made a whole lot more money.
Why do Americans need to buy tools? They don't know how to fix anything.
Exactly. But his son bought Harbor Freight, which had I think 300 stores.
Scott, I got people popping in and out of this live stream to see if I'm talking about them.
Used to be, it was probably the same way.
But his kid bought Harbor Freight, and his kid said, "Hey, if we're going to increase the quality of the tool,
Scoot,
we'll keep the price."
It was probably the same way in Phoenix, but in Las Vegas, there was a time about 5 or 10 years ago that if you wanted to get labor, you would just drive to like Lowe's or the other one in the morning, arrive at Lowe's or Home Depot, and there were Mexicans there ready and willing to do any job.
Yep. Well, we killed that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see them anymore.
No, they're gone.
And if you find one, they want like real wage.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got tremendous immigration coming in, so we should have more cheap labor.
No. Yeah. How to explain this, Don? How to explain this? I told somebody, said, well, it's like in Arizona, it used to cost $20 a month to have your grass cut in front.
$20 a month?
They don't have grass in Arizona.
Now it costs you $80 to $100 a week.
Oh, yeah. The landscape people, they're not exactly cheap. Yeah. Well, they got overhead. Yeah.
Well, no,
I could fix your computer. I just come over and reboot it for you. Then it's fixed.
I don't fix my computer.
I mean, you
I
know,
recycle it and get a new one.
it's like
Food is
this.
so cheap now.
It's like this comment. I sat down with my Japanese counterpart today, and
Mark's funny.
I mean, this place I'm in Kentucky, we're closing down the plant. 900 people. Right. Last month they had 900 people. Today they have 150. In 1 month they'll have 0. Right. Because the plant was losing about $3.5 million a month. And they kept saying, "Oh yeah, we'll fix it. We'll fix it." Well, and they hired more and more people to try to make the numbers, and they couldn't. And
I got a question for Jay.
I told him, I said, the sad part is, we're going to take these jobs up to Arizona where we're losing $2 million a month, right? And him and I had an honest talk about it. I said, he said, "Well, what's the problem?" I said, "Well, because they hire their friends, right? It's not the most competent people. It's the most, my friend. I'll give you this job." And we were talking about just on the technical side. I said they have 56 guys. They need 25. He said, "Huh?
Jay,
What do you
when
mean?"
you retire from the bank, what's your plans? Are you going to relocate?
Who, JG?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know if he's going to leave Brooklyn.
He must have gone off somewhere.
Yeah, he's out draining the lizard, I think.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, since my wife is Japanese, I'm really seriously thinking of spending my last few years in Japan.
Oh yeah,
It's cheaper. It's much cheaper.
Here, Don. If you wanted to, or Ed, I'm sorry, if you wanted to go to Japan today, right? They will give you a house for free.
They will give you a what?
A house for free.
Oh,
yeah, in their provinces.
No, you don't know the backstory to that. You have to live in a nowhere town out in the middle of nothing. There's nothing to do. I mean, if you want to do farming and you're young and you can do all your repairs yourself, yeah, okay, you can get a free house. Yeah, it's true.
No, where I used to live in Numazu, right? You can get a house. I mean, it's a small, what they call a small city. It's only like 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get a house there for free.
Where? What part of Japan?
Yeah, Numazu. Yeah, about where Mount Fuji is. You know where Mount Fuji is.
Yeah. She's welcome.
I used to walk out of my house and see it every morning.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the houses can't be in very good condition.
No. This house, these houses are, have been empty for years, but people go in and take care of them, and the neighbors come in and clean them, and
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a Japanese thing they would do.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it was funny because Masa and I were talking, and the guy's like, "Well, in Japan," I said, "Oh, here." He said, I said, "Masa, I lived in Japan in 1990, 1991.
Don, Craigslist, Don.
Do they still?" I said, "So do people still go sweep the street?" "Oh yeah. In front of his house every day, his wife goes out and she sweeps the entire street, make sure there's no stones, no dirt, no leaves in front of their house. I mean, it's just their custom."
Yeah.
See, I like the idea of being retired with a farm, except for all the work.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It's a lot of work. It's as a hobby, it would be good. Give you something to do.
I'm thinking my next trip is going to be to Colombia. I've wanted to go there for a long time, and I have nothing in the Philippines to go for. So,
What's the attraction of Colombia?
Colombian women. I mean, what else?
Okay.
I've
Well,
always,
that would apply to any Latin American country.
yeah, pretty much. But I've had the biggest crushes, I think, in my life on Colombian women here in the States.
Yeah, but I think you would find the same in any South American country. Or
I might,
even-
but Colombian women are especially beautiful, and I like their Spanish better
yeah,
than
that's
others.
easier to understand. I agree.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to go to Medellin.
I was in Ecuador for about a month.
I want to go there. That's on the list too.
Yeah, man, yeah. You can understand the Spanish much clearer.
Every Ecuadorian person I know here, and I know about, I don't know, a half a dozen, they all speak like 2, 3, 4 languages. Like my friend Monica's from Ecuador. She speaks English, Spanish, Korean, and French.
A lot of Europeans living there.
Yeah.
Hey, JG,
Yeah.
so you want to do farming?
Only if I don't have to do the work. Only if I could be the brains of the operation.
I told B-Joy, I said, we'll open a pot farm.
Very lucrative. Yeah, you sent me that.
Yeah.
What is
Is those the pans that she hit you over the head with?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So when your house was being built in Alabama? No, not Alabama. That other.
Arkansas.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
are you going to Arkansas?
Nah, I built a house there, but
Nobody. That's why he wants to go there. There's nobody there.
Going to Arkansas.
well, my mom and dad, I bought a
Not
house. My
old
mom and dad are there, but
Yeah. Cost of living is probably good.
yeah, actually, I don't know if it really is. When people say, well, the cost of living, but yeah, if you want to buy a house or, whatever, yeah, it's a lot cheaper. I mean, you can buy 50 acres in Arkansas for, depends where it is, for anywhere between 250 and $50,000 for 50 acres. Problem is, gasoline, same price. I mean, you're talking a few pennies less. Cost of electricity, yeah, you might save a penny or 2 pennies on a kilowatt.
Mark King is correct about houses in Japan. Some are
Prices
good,
go
some
down.
are really run down,
Oh, it's like America too, ain't it?
and they don't appreciate in price. You don't have this crazy house inflation like we have here.
Oh, thank God for that crazy house inflation.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Depends.
It is just great.
Like, the farther you move away from the city, but
I would, Mark. I would learn some Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish is not all that difficult, I don't think.
That's the second language I come most in contact with here in Brooklyn.
yeah, I mean, here, JG, I'll teach
Thanks,
you.
Jetro.
I can teach you a little bit of Spanish.
¿Dónde está el baño?
El baño. Where is the bathroom? I know that one.
Everybody knows that.
So walk up, to the nice looking gal. Say, chupa mi vega.
Say that again?
Chupa mi vega.
That probably means suck something.
Yeah.
If you get married in Arkansas, are you still brother and sister? That's a requirement.
No, your first and second cousin probably.
I just don't like the Arkansas. I don't like the southern climate, man. It's too humid.
I mean, well, this place is like almost on the Missouri border. It's like 20 miles from Missouri, and up in the mountains there, up in the hills,
Oh,
ain't that
okay.
bad.
Yeah, it's nice looking area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Southern Missouri, the southern part of Missouri.
yeah, Table Rock and all of that. Yeah.
I mean, we got Branson, the Branson area, and the southern, what they call Ozarks.
Yeah,
Not that
Branson
bad.
is the Disney World for rednecks.
Like southern, it's like the very southern part of Arkansas, where they grow. I couldn't believe that they grow they grow like 50% of the world's rice in southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, Mississippi.
Yeah. But it's
I mean,
hot.
you're talking
It's hot
solid,
and humid.
yeah.
Really
I mean,
hot.
you're talking,
And the winters are pretty rough too.
I mean, I met this guy, him and his dad, well, he said, my dad,
My
I'm gonna
daddy.
inherit the farm. Yeah, I'm gonna inherit the farm, and we got, we grow rice. I said, well, how big's your farm? 13,000 acres.
It's pretty big.
It's big.
That's a rice field? Yeah. And, I mean, when I went down, I went down in that area, and I was amazed, I mean, there's square miles, it's nothing more than rice fields. And they ship this stuff back to the Philippines. They ship it all around the world. And, I guess people don't realize that, we grow more rice in the United States than they do in China.
Yeah, but who cares?
Brazil doesn't speak, Brazil does not speak, I got a friend that lives in Brazil. Yeah, it's Portuguese.
I don't know if I can learn to speak Portuguese.
It's really different from Spanish.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, that's not the first place. I just want to go to Colombia. Check out Medellin, Cartagena, and probably the capital, Bogota.
Hey, I can
That's
tell
right.
you one thing. I remember, God, I'm trying to think. When did that hurricane hit New Orleans? 2005?
Yes,
Sandy?
Something like that?
2005.
Yeah, it was 2005. Yeah. I happened, I was working Middle East, I was in Afghanistan, and there was this guy, he was, he worked for one of the contractors. He was a plumber. My God, I can't remember his name now. Anyways, he says, so where are you going? He says, Colombia. I says, why are you going to Colombia? Well, he took the job working for KBR because his wife divorced him. And he says, well, I'm a 50-year-old fat guy. He was like 6'2" and weighed like 350 pounds. When I get off that plane in Colombia, he said, I put two $100 bills in my pocket, my shirt pocket. And when I walk down the runway, I'll have 3 girlfriends before I leave.
I'm sure. Sure he will.
That's true. Mark, what Mark is saying is true. We had worked it out. I was going to Kalamazoo, but I don't know how the natives are in Kalamazoo.
Well, Michigan, hey, Michigan people aren't bad. Just remember, like if 2 women walk, side by side in the street, you got to swerve to the other lane to get around them.
No, that's not good.
Not good at all.
Speak Spanish at all. Which ones speak English, Mark, in South America?
See, the Portuguese are Spanish, mostly Spanish.
Yeah.
Go to Belize.
Yeah, Guyana. Suriname is French. Guyana is English. And
Belize.
I don't know what you call it today, but there was British Honduras, and that was English.
Davao Don's buying into the whole, Brazilian women are hot. Not really. It
Yeah, they
depends
are.
where you go.
No, Don's right on that.
No, depends where you go in Brazil.
I
Oh,
think
it's like
Suriname
anywhere.
is French.
Huh?
Brazilian women are hot.
It's like Philippines. If you go to Cebu and Davao, maybe the women are hot, but if you go to Iloilo, they're not. Stuff like that.
Yeah. But in all honesty, most of the women I ever saw in Brazil, not that sexy.
Well, that's your opinion.
Everybody's different, Scoot.
Here, JJ, you've seen my idea of sexy, and
What's your ideal woman, Scoot?
I married her.
Okay.
A petite little Filipino with a nice smile.
I'm sorry. You're not going to the Philippines?
Well, me?
No, Jay.
I don't think I'll go this time. I think I want to go to Colombia.
Yeah.
I got nothing in the Philippines. I got no friends. What the hell bother?
Next year when I go there, you'll probably
You
come
damn
and visit.
far.
YouTubers aren't friends.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but I mean, if I go there next year,
Yes.
hey, here, JG, would you come visit me? Of course.
Maybe you.
Hmm?
Maybe you.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'm going to show up in Brooklyn and scare the hell out of you.
But you're not going to the Philippines ever.
I will next year.
Jay, come to Las Vegas and give us your money. We need money.
I'll be honest with you, Ed. The 2 or 3 times that I've been there, I always won money. There, I just hexed myself. Yeah. Usually enough, like, to pay for my trips.
That's good.
Oh, I mean, let me think. If I never took one of my wives to Vegas, yeah, I always left the winner because I'm smart enough that hey, if you're dropping it in one arm bandage, I'm up 1,300. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, that's how I am.
I'm out of here. I'll spend the next 4 days, and I'm still out here. I mean, I always laugh. I said, all those flashing lights are just to keep you there long enough for you to lose everything.
And my wife used to love that. She used to love playing video poker. She couldn't tear away, from that.
I mean, if you hit one of the sub jackpots for 2,500, just get up and walk away. Let the next old sit down.
All I can say is she never lost much.
Jetro wants to come up and talk about the YouTube, so I dropped the link for you.
Last night I lost $1,500 on a frickin' football game.
Huh.
I can't believe that. A 6-point spread. A 6-point spread. 2 minutes to go. I mean, in a 49, in a 49-point under. I took the 40,
Dude, I don't even know how to gamble on football. I've never done it.
Yeah, I'm not a sports gambler because I always lose at that. That gambling, I lose at.
Yeah. Here's something you have to learn if you're going to Colombia. Chi Torres. But anyways,
Welcome, Chi. Thanks for stopping in.
I mean, DJ is spamming me because I gamble on sports sometimes.
Oh, yeah, Belize. Yeah, Belize.
Yeah, Belize. I said Belize, but nobody was listening.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you could actually own property there and all of that good stuff.
Isn't that where John McAfee lived?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's living in Belize.
Jeff Walker lived in Belize. What about the guy that just died, Jimmy Buffett? Did he live there too?
No.
Oh, the King Parrot Head. It's a soft topic for Deval Don. He loved Jimmy Buffett.
Wasting away again in Margarita.
Margaritaville.
Yeah. Hey, Mark King doesn't, bet on any sports. I bet on a lot of sports. Um,
I can't bet sports. I'm not good at it. I play blackjack. That's what I do.
In Vegas casinos, they
Blackjack's
will teach you how to bet on sports.
I'll pass.
Yeah,
I hear
right.
every commercial. I hear it here is because we have legalized gambling now. You can do it from the app.
Sports
Right.
King.
You don't need to go to a casino.
No, I got the stock market for that. What the hell do I need that for?
You're exactly right. The stock market is a casino. I've always thought of it as a casino.
Wait, JG. When you
Yeah.
bet on sports, it's the same as the stock market. You pick losers every time.
Are you kidding me, Scott? I think I'm only one in the United States that owns Apple and I'm down. So
When did you buy it?
I don't know, a couple months ago.
Oh, okay, well, that's it then. If you had bought it back in 1999 or 1998,
Oh, I'd be quite well off.
yeah, you wouldn't be working.
No, I would not. Hey, listen, I bought my trade desk in January. It's up 90%. I bought my Roku. That's up. My CRM, my Salesforce, that's up.
Well, you're doing well.
Hmm?
You're doing well then.
I'm doing all right. But it is true what Scott said, and I say it about myself as a joke, but it's really true that any stock that I take out of position and goes down immediately. Now it goes up over long term, but immediately it goes down when I buy it.
I hear that from a lot of people. I just stick to treasuries, CDs.
Yeah, like I said, I picked up that one CD, but I want to do more stuff like that, more conservative stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's guaranteed. And if you just like set it and forget it for 10 or 15 years, you made a lot of money.
She. What do you mean you're busy at work?
She's working. She's a working girl.
What does she do?
Actually, I was thinking about, I told B Joy, in all honesty, that for the store, I'm thinking about hiring Chi. When you get over there, bring her up there and hire her to manage the businesses up there. I think she'd be good at it.
I think she makes like magazines or something like that.
Yeah.
I got a part-time job from home. I don't really like it though.
What is it?
It's educating and taking inbound calls, referrals for annuities. And most people who call, they haven't a clue what annuity is about and how many different types of annuities. And it's really a pain in the ass to try to explain it to people.
And then what? You have to send it over to the company and they try to make a sale out of it?
Yeah, exactly. If they make a sale, then I get a little money.
I gotcha.
But I can't say I really enjoy it. It's educational. And
Yeah, I can see that.
But definitely couldn't live on the money I make from that.
Check out Sally Mae money market account.
Yeah, money. You have to also, Don, open up a Charles Schwab account and use their money market fund. It pays 5.24 as of today.
Well, here's the question.
And it's liquid.
Because I have a Charles Schwab account already.
I love them. Man, their customer service representatives are the best in the world, I think.
Well, I mean, I use Fidelity, but
Fidelity's good.
But I'm trying to remember last time I ever actually called and talked to somebody. It has to be like 5-6 years ago. But And then I have, then I use a different account, for after hours trading. And that's, after hour trading is a little different. But yeah, I mean, I always tell people, I said, educate yourself. I mean, don't just leave your money sit.
Right.
I was telling people,
I never do that.
I mean, back when they passed that last tax cut, I said, if you have money in a 401k, you can take it out now.
I
Because
agree.
all those tax cuts, that they gave you back then are going to disappear. And if, your money's earning, and you're going to have to pay taxes when it comes out, and taxes are not going to go down. They are only going to go up.
I think 401k, most people have 401ks. They have no clue of what they're earning. They don't even check it.
Well, no, I mean, I told somebody, I said, you realize that 4 years ago, the Dow was around 20. It's, it dropped all the way down to 20 and people screamed. Now it's at 35.
I wish Don would tell us what a 403B annuity is.
It's sort of like a 401k.
I think it's like a type of equivalent.
Yeah. I mean, you got
annuity is
401cs, 401ks.
Annuity is a real can of worms. I mean, that's
the 403s.
And you have to get a license to even sell annuities.
I heard most of my life that annuities are ripoffs.
Not all of them. A lot of them are, some are just like CDs.
Yeah, well, that's like, you're going to get a specified amount of money at a specified time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
I have one lifetime annuity, but inflation, they're not inflation protected like Social Security. Social Security is an annuity, but you get cost of living increases. Mm-hmm. And that's the bad thing about private annuities is you don't get cost of living increases. So what you have to do, you do get payments every month, and you have to be really on it every month you get your payment. You got to put it into a bond or a CD or whatever you want to put it into. That's the only way you can keep up with inflation. Not Social Security.
Mark King's getting ready to cook. He's heating up the microwave.
Oh, yeah, I love Mexican food, man. Make me a burrito, please. Por favor.
Here, here, I explained it to this, the kids like.
Nice, Mark. Triple dipping.
28 years old. And I said, well, you're putting 10% in the 401k, right? No. What? He said, well, here, let me explain it to you. Okay? You put in 10%, the company gives you 6%. That's a 6%.
Yes. That part is good.
Immediately. And you're not really going to see anything disappear from your check. Yeah. Number two, right?
No, because it comes out pre-tax.
Yeah. And if you leave, you roll it over into a self-directed IRA. At this point, you can decide what you want to do. I said, because, I said, here, let me explain it real simple. In 2008, stock market dropped, almost, just below 7,000. Right? Today it's at 35. Right? The average 401k mutual fund that these companies, tell you to invest in and all these large, things, or, buy into this, buy into that, right? Averaged 8 or 9%. Right? Now the stock market went up 400%, and your money went up about 80%. So where'd that other 320% go? Oh, that would be the sales commissions for moving stocks around inside their funds. It would be all these hidden fees they have, that are written into mutual funds.
Can you transfer? Because I have right now 3 401s.
Yeah.
Can you transfer the assets
Yes.
to another one whole, just as they are?
You can transfer different 401, or you can transfer it into a personal IRA with no.
I know you're not interested, JJ, but you can transfer anything like 401s or IRAs. You can transfer them into.
Hey guys, we got someone new that wants to join. Let me welcome in Jetro Reacts. How you doing there, Jetro?
Good.
Where you from?
If you don't like your 401ks or IRA,
Texas.
you can put them in annuity, and there are many, many different types of annuities. Some are just like CDs.
Yeah.
Well, annuity is an insurance fund, and they're going to pay.
Annuities are way more than that.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's basically the same thing. They're going to take your money, and they're going to give you a guaranteed interest return. And
hey guys, let's. I love the talk, but Jetro saw my title to the stream, so he wants to talk about YouTube. So Jetro, you wanted to come up to talk about YouTube, the topic. What's on your mind tonight?
YouTube being copyright claims on some of reactions.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them been up for a long time.
What, the channels?
The reactions.
Oh, reaction videos?
Yeah. It's been a long time since it's been up for a long time, and now the YouTube is copyright a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm getting what the.
Where are you from?
He's from Texas, he said. So do you, Jetro, do you have any things that you don't like about YouTube, or some things you do like about it?
Copyright claims, I don't like.
I like the governor of Texas. What's his name? Hot Wheels Abbott.
I never heard that one. Hot Wheels.
Yeah, Hot Wheels.
A tree fell on him, and he was unable to walk. That's the true story. He was in a wheelchair.
I gotcha. All right, so I can transfer the assets exactly whole over into another one, right? Because the way I had to do it last time was they made me liquidate everything, and then they then I had to repurchase. But I just want to take the positions and just move them exactly as they are. So you can do that.
You have to move them into what's called a qualified account, or if you go to Schwab calls it a contributory account. They've all got different names for the same shit.
Yeah, because I think my Schwab account is an IRA, because it came from a 401k, and I rolled it into an IRA.
Right. You have 2 months, and you don't pay any tax if you do.
Yeah, well, I did the first one, so I have that whole section in, but now I have another one that's that I want to transfer over to them as well and get it away from Morgan Stanley because they're useless.
Well, here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Schwab and Fidelity are better than Morgan Stanley.
Well, Morgan Stanley, I'm paying for managerial fees. They don't manage anything. I make all the decisions on it.
Never pay for fees.
Exactly. So I want to get it out of there, move it over to Schwab.
My suggestion is you take all of whatever you have, roll it over into a 401, what they call a rollover 401k, self-directed Roth IRA.
Okay, now the Roth is, so then I would have to pay the tax on the 401k.
You have to pay the income tax today. But, all the money that you make from this day forward
would be tax-free.
Yeah, tax-free, 100%.
What do you think of that, Ed?
Because Roth,
It's okay. It's fine if it makes sense for you.
Well, I mean, the thing behind the 401k is that, they take it out pre-tax dollars, and then they make the assumption that when you go to take it out, that you'll have a lower income, because, like you'll be retired, so you won't have your income coming in.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I know you can move it to Schwab, and
I might just do like for like because it's simpler for me.
pay tax, and you can start handling it yourself. You can put treasury bonds, you can put CDs, you can put whatever you want. And if you have any questions, Schwab's customer service reps are they're great educators. I mean, these are not ordinary CSRs. They're way, way above that.
What Dave Ramsey says about annuity. Yeah, well, that's part of where I got the thing that annuities weren't good, but if they're right for the right person,
Mark King is wrong. Annuity.
it's right. It's like it's like every other kind of financial device. It's good for the right person.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell Mark King that annuity is just a catch-all term for many, many different products. And right, some of them may not be good, but it's not life insurance. No, it is not.
the bottom line I always tell people is that here, educate yourself. There's a lot of videos if you want to watch them. There's a lot.
Oh, yeah, there's tons. There's tons. You want to learn about annuity?
And,
Just, man, go online. There's so many channels for annuities, and there's some good.
MIT has actual, free online courses.
And don't listen to Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey has his own agenda. He's in the entertainment. Listening to Dave Ramsey is the same as listening to Susie Orman.
Or Graham Stephan.
Oh, no.
You like Susie Orman?
Yeah. Or what's the other one? Listening to Dave Ramsey, sort of like listening to Rush Limbaugh about politics. It's their opinion.
And I can remember when it comes to real estate, I can remember that Robert Kiyosaki was like a religion. He was like a cult in Hawaii.
He was.
It became a cult all over. And he sold more books and seminars, and he became hugely rich from that alone. He probably owns very little property himself.
Well, that's the reason you can't listen to all these guys, because they have their agendas. Dave Ramsey's trying to sell a course. The other guy's trying to sell books.
Get how it works.
Bottom line, Davo down XRP. Yeah, that's that's no different than a stock, but you're invested all in one stock. Not, I wake up every morning and I look at my portfolio and I say, okay, and I look down the stocks and I said, would I buy it today? And if I say no, I sell it. Sometimes I make the right decision. Sometimes I make the wrong decision.
No, you don't make the wrong decision, Scott. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Isn't XRP? Isn't it crypto?
Yeah, it's crypto. Deval Don had told me I should, sell everything and put it on XRP when it was like 87 cents. Now it's like a dime.
Actually, I think it's like 55 or something.
Okay.
But the thing is, if you bought in way back, but like Dogecoin, when people bought in when it was like 10
cents. If you bought in 15 years ago.
And now it's like 2 cents.
Don bought Dogecoin when it was like less than a penny. He made a mint.
Yeah. Okay.
Jetro, what do you think of cryptocurrency? You for it?
You?
I'm against it. Nope.
No. Yeah, I agree with you. No for crypto.
Yeah, so Doge's, or XRP's around 50.
Dogecoin.
Which is fine. It's sort of like, credit cards, yeah, I got zero interest from, for a year, and I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff, and hopefully I can pay for it at the end of the year, so I don't have to pay any interest. And when you can't, I mean, you lost a lot of money. But bottom line, I always tell people, I said, here, educate yourself.
That's the best way.
Yeah. About,
Oh.
how you're going to invest your money long term.
I see what Jetro's. Wait a minute. I see what Jetro's talking about now. He reacted to Mama Rug and Papa Rug for a long time without any problems, and then this year, YouTube decided to copyright all of them. Yeah, I had another channel that I'm friends with. Check out the Rileys, and he used to do reaction videos, and he never had a problem until this year, as well. Like he got demonetized for it.
For what?
For doing reaction videos, like taking other people's content and reacting to it, giving commentary over it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? There are a lot of people do that.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying. But I think what it is if you don't have a really huge channel and get like mega views, then I think they're making it hard for people to do that.
Remember
making it harder for new ones.
Especially for the smaller channels, like I think check out the Rileys has about 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers. And he was doing that too, and they told him to stop doing it, and they demonetized him for it.
Has anybody ever watched Jamal, aka Jamal?
No, I have not. What's that about?
He's a reaction video, but he's a big one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they have to be big. They have to have like hundreds of thousands of views and a few 100,000 subscribers, and then they don't bother them.
He's got that.
It's. I think it's kind of like like how you do it. Because they'll come back and say, oh, they're showing my video. I copyrighted video, and it's how many minutes you put on there. Because I've seen people, and they'll pull up small segment and then comment on it for 5 minutes, show a small segment, and do it again. But if you're going to run it and do an ongoing, dispute of it, that they use the argument that that hey,
Well, I never look at this stuff, but before I was doing the live stream today, I was looking at the Creator Studio, and they had like this whole section like where you can copyright your own material and stuff like that. So I think maybe like his Grumpy and Frumpy thing, I think maybe they like copyrighted it. They can do that. And welcome James Lonigan. He's the lost man of the Philippines. How you doing, James?
But I think what it is yeah, I mean, you can copyright your like this stream, you copyright it, and then you have to pay so much per month or per view.
Don knows Jamal. Okay, Jamal.
Yeah. And there's a algorithm that will make sure nobody shows it or.
Yeah.
James, how you doing, James?
See, I don't worry about these things because I leave other people's content alone.
Jay, what if the city of New York offered to lease out your house for immigrants? How would that go over?
It wouldn't, because like from all reports I'm hearing, these migrants are like destroying 5-star hotels that they've been put up in. So I would rather not.
Yeah, they've been in the Roosevelt Hotel. Are they? Why?
James,
Yeah.
Johnny, hey, here, $3,000 a month. Hey, say, yeah, I can fit, like 500 inside my house. And take the deal.
Take the deal.
Then you have to rebuild the house when they leave.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen the inside your house.
Depends on the contract.
I mean,
the city.
And the city will fix all damages. Yeah.
Wouldn't
Wouldn't be a bad deal.
It could work. It could work.
I had Section 8 people approach me. They wanted to do that with my apartment upstairs, but turns out fair market value was more expensive, and I prefer to have working tenants.
Okay, yeah.
Hello, Disco Don. Hello.
Disco Don, welcome to the program.
The Valodon likes Jamal. I think Jamal's great.
What does he do? Like, what's his main thing?
He just a reaction to mostly songs, but recently he does other things besides songs.
What? So like he plays a song and like stops it every once in a while and says, "Wow, oh my God, this is great." That kind of video.
Right.
Okay.
And he just has a good on-screen presence. There's a lot of good ones like that.
Doing good, Disco Don. Thanks for stopping in.
I can't believe Don knows him.
Yeah, Don's very savvy YouTuber.
Dun.
Everybody loves the name Don.
Yeah.
And James is having his coffee.
Well, I think I'm going to make some Mexican food.
All right, there, Red. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, y'all take it easy.
Good to hear from you. I don't get to hear or see you too often, so nice to see you.
Yeah, well, you don't come on too often.
That's true. I can't argue that.
All right, good night, everybody.
All right, take care. What do you think about the one house that had over 20
What's
rattlesnakes in
up,
there?
Dolo VX? Hello.
So, Jetro, what do you have yourself like a community of people who do reaction videos, and you're all friends?
No, he's on my stream.
I see him here too. He said hello. Well, thanks for coming by. So, anyway, guys, I've gone on for 2 hours and I've had enough.
Yeah.
So I'm tired. Time for me to end this live stream. Scott, thanks for joining. And Jetro, nice to meet you, man. I appreciate you coming up here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Good night, everybody who came through tonight. Thank you, Chi, Don, the Marks, and many others. And even you lurkers in the background. Thanks for coming by. All right, guys. Have a good night. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Look at that. You know what happened, Jetro? I hit end stream. I hit end stream, and it just keeps going circles.
Oh.